It looks like this baby isn't coming anytime soon. And what I'm referring to is the upcoming Rugrats movie. So I don't know how I personally missed out on this story, but remember that Rugrats movie that was coming a while back? It was scheduled to be released in 2021, and it was going to be a live action movie with CG characters, and people were concerned that meant that we were going to see a live action movie with CG babies. Well, now Deadline, as well as a couple other sources, are reporting that Paramount has now shelved this movie. It looks like this movie is not going to be coming out anytime soon. Um, no specific reason was given by Paramount as to why the new Rugrats movie has been shelved. I'm going to be looking at my iPad because there's quite a few more notes to talk about. The Movie Web said it's not really clear if the movie is officially canceled or if it is just delayed. They also point out that the upcoming animated WWE movie Rumble, which is also coming from Paramount, has taken the upcoming Rugrats movie's place on its schedule. And MovieWeb also says that the upcoming Rugrats revival series is still coming. There's no word on release date, but they said that it's got 26 episodes. Now, interestingly enough, adding to the whole word on the fate of the upcoming Rugrats movie, if you go to director David Bower's Twitter account, his Twitter description still says that Rugrats is still coming, and I'll also have a link down below to a recent Rotten Tomatoes article listing the most anticipated movies of 2021, and Rugrats is still listed there. So I don't know if it's just a thing where like Rotten Tomatoes may not have gotten the memo that Deadline and several other sources are reporting that the movie has been shelved, or David Bowers just forgot to update his Twitter, or that he's insisting on this coming. It's really unclear, but it seems like the upcoming 2021 Rugrats movie is now in limbo in regards to when is it coming out. So it's really unclear what the hell is going on with this movie. I'm personally not really sure. I can only speculate. I mean, we could speculate, maybe something happened where maybe Paramount and Nickelodeon are having creative differences with director David Bowers. And I really like Bowers' work, at least what I've seen from him. I know he directed Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roger Rules. I thought that was a pretty good movie. And I also saw Flushed Away, which he co-directed. And I also thought that movie was pretty funny as well. So I think he's definitely a talented guy, and having him, as, the captain of the ship was a really good thing to have. But it's really unclear what's going on. Did Paramount just not have faith on the financial return that the upcoming Rugrats movie would have? Deadline reports that the three prior Rugrats movies, the Rugrats movie, Rugrats in Paris, and Rugrats Go Wild, altogether made close to $300 million at the box office. So not that I would expect a Rugrats movie to be like $1 billion blockbuster on par with something like the Avengers movies, but maybe Paramount was thinking, $300 million, we don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I certainly don't think they would expect, the Rugrats movie to be a $1 billion movie, but they were like, we don't know if it's worth it, especially if it was going to be a live action movie with CG characters, especially, big studio like Paramount. They're not going to make that movie for like something like 20 or 30 million dollars. So I'm kind of curious and wondering if they were like, we don't know about this. Or maybe what's going on and this is if the movie is canceled. I'm not saying it is, this is speculation here. Maybe what they're thinking is if the revival series is still coming, maybe they were thinking, maybe we don't need a movie after all. Maybe we just need to have a revival series, especially if we're not really sure if this movie is going to turn out a big return. So maybe that's also what's going on. I guess another thing that Paramount and Nickelodeon may have also considered is maybe putting this new Rugrats movie on Netflix. And Netflix is no stranger to having big budget projects on its platform. They just came out with that really expensive Martin Scorsese movie, The Irishman. But maybe they were thinking, we're not really sure if it's going to get the viewership. So I'm honestly kind of mixed. And so it seems like the Rugrats movie the upcoming Rugrats movie, at the very least, is in some kind of production limbo. Sources are saying that the movie has been shelved, but for some reason, Rotten Tomatoes and David Bower's Twitter profile still says it's on the way in some regards. So it's really difficult what to make of this situation. I was personally really mixed in regards to what they could do with another Rugrats movie. I mean, first of all, the idea of doing a live action movie with CG characters had me concerned, especially if they were going in a direction where they were going to have like live action characters, but the babies themselves would be CG. And especially in this era where there are these movies coming out with really creepy looking CG characters. I'm thinking of movies like Detective Pikachu and Cats. In this day and age, I'm just like, no, I don't want to see Rugrats, especially considering I'm wondering if they were going to go in the direction where, if you look at the original Rugrats designs, they have the really strange, they have like oval shaped heads, but they're very, asymmetric in the design. It's like trying to imagine that in like a realistic CG form just kind of seems really creepy to me. Another direction I think I heard some people say is maybe they could have gone in a direction where instead of focusing on Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil and Kimmy, it would now be years later where they're now grown up and they've started families, and it would be focused on their children, which I think could be neat, although I'm kind of wondering how much creative possibility would come out of something like that. Would it just be these very similar formula where it's, telling the stories from a baby's perspective in terms of how they see the world and how they learn about new things? It's just like, so I'm kind of wondering what are the creative possibilities there. And in regards to an upcoming movie, I'm kind of in a very similar boat. Like, what are they going to do this time with a new story, Because I'm thinking back to, the original Rugrats movie, it was about the babies getting lost in this really creepy forest. And then Rugrats in Paris, they go to Paris. And then Rugrats Go Wild, they, go on vacation, get stuck on the stranded, they get stuck on this unknown island and they meet the wild thornberries. So I'm like, what could they possibly do this time? Are they going to go on another trip, or is it just going to be more mundane and set in the town that they all live in? So it's just like, what are they going to do? So I don't know. If this movie is still coming out, I'm curious to see what they would do. I think that they do have a good director, and I did hear that the original creators of the Rugrats were going to be involved as executive producers. I think that they definitely had some nice they had a decent crew that was put together. It's just that I'm not really sure, even with this idea of live action movie with CG characters, what could they do with that? I mean, it kind of makes me creeped out in terms of, are they going to do a thing where they're going to have like, the parents are live actors, but the babies themselves will be like CG characters, and it will be like 3D CGI made to be realistic. I don't know how that would go, to be really honest. So it's really unclear to me, what the state of this upcoming Rugrats movie would be. Let me know down below in the comments what you personally think. Do you think that this Rugrats movie should still come out? Do you personally have faith in it? Do you think that they should just start over and do something else? Leave all those thoughts down below. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.